communicated implicitly, like it's there. Whereas an NI user would want to bring it all up to the surface so that everyone can
You said an NI user would want to bring it all up to the
any
surface?
any user.
Okay.
So there's like this need for everyone in the environment to see what we see.
Right.
So we have a lot of practice trying to communicate those ideas. Whereas an NI user, yes. Yeah, you get it.
What I was trying to touch on with the whole. Fuck, what was I even saying? Fuck, what was I talking about? Yeah, with the whole murky thing, I like the struggling to explain certain things. It's like when you pull it out of the implicit, you're no longer in that area. Now there's other tools, there's other functions you can use to explain those things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
You're doing laundry, Ken?
No, I'm not doing laundry. Sorry, that's my computer. It's yeah.
All
right. This thing with ESFJ. Yeah, it's wonderful. So now I'm trying to think of like NI vulnerable people. Probably, I imagine it just in terms of like cognitive functions, it seems like those people like ESFJ and ESTJ would be like the least capable of handling sort of metaphysical implicity.
Well, yes, they have trouble with, even with typology, I found. It takes a long time for like a ESTP, for example, to be comfortable with typing people. I was thinking, like, how can we get more ESTPs in here?
Oh, ESTPs?
Yeah, I think.
Unfortunately, we can't. We can't. You know, like just have bottles of vodka ready. Otherwise, we'd get them here.
We can advertise on. I don't know.
I tell you what, though.
Websites.
I tell you what. I'm trying to get things underway in terms of actually going out and doing that weird thing called living life. You know, exploring the world, stuff like that. As I do, I will try to make my best attempt to gather ESTPs for our cause.
Why do you want them, though?
Why do I want them, or why does he want them?
No, how? Why do you want more?
Oh, because I want to experiment with duality.
But they're not your dual, are they?
Not my dual.
No, you can look for a video.
How's like he's what we like to call a typology cuck. He likes to have two duals in a room interacting, but he just wants to sit in a chair and watch.
I'm the psychologist in a lot of typology descriptions. I just want to observe.
There is a video. You can look in the TWFP channel. There was an ESTP girl here once.
Yes. If you want to see that interaction, it was like right from the get-go. I was like flustered, like kind of. Yeah. Unless you're talking about the new chick that came around, because I never met her.
No, the one where you are.
Yeah, yeah. It was just pretty much like half an hour of me being like,
Lane, or what was her name? Lane?
No, it has Spark or Sparks in the title.
Yeah. The tag on here was Lately Paul.
It's pretty good.
I know.
The attraction is somewhat mutual.
Why don't you experiment with ISTJs since you're ENFP?
Oh, I have already. I got plenty of it. My girlfriend's an ISTJ.
All right.
Yeah.
I feel like Casual's like, who are you mating with? Are they your dual? Excellent.
Yeah, rubbing fingers.
It's good stuff. Duality.
Yeah, tell that to Eric.
He does. He thinks the INFJ. Oh my god!
Yeah, he's just, I don't know.
That relationship is disastrous long term. I've seen
Yeah,
it. I've
Mirage.
seen it.
Now Jacob's probably gonna be like, "Hey,
Yeah, but yeah,
Uh-oh.
it
Well,
doesn't
Jacob,
matter.
you're in an
yeah, you did mess
exception.
something, Jacob." He's saying that ENTP and INFJ is not gonna work. Saying it's disastrous long term, Jacob. Get
Oh,
him.
yeah, it is.
Uh-oh.
Okay, he says. Agnes, fuck yourself.
No, it's because it's the Mirage relationship. Intertype
Yeah,
relationship.
how is the opposite of Yalorianism? How is he's the demigod of never right?
Yeah. Was it Howism?
Howism. That's good. Effie backtracking. He's like, I'm Effie tertiary and I want people to like me.
Mirage Intertype is good for chilling, basically, and not doing anything.
Yeah, chilling.
Once you try to convince him your Mirage of something, conflict will arise
It
because
does.
your dominant is there ignoring. So, and at the beginning it's good because you probably use your role and they use your role, which make you look like you're like their duo, and they will look like your duo. But then once the raw functions fade away, they're going to use their base, and then it's when it will start.
But it's true that Jacob's not in a typical Mirage relationship because he is familiar with types.
It was also because Jacob's totally an ENFP anyway, so. Jacob's totally an INFP. What am I kidding? Jacob is an INFP for sure. See? Look at that.
It's the reason why like ENFPs are so attracted to ISTJs. Like their TI is strong enough so that we have to listen to them, to their reasoning.
Yeah, and it's they're demonstrative. They will not they won't annoy you with it, but they will do it.
Yeah.
And you could just see them doing it and learn from them.
They have like a way of like communicating their TI reasoning and translate by translating into like TE or like FI. It's just easier.
Yeah, someone with the value TI will just. It's like they won't show you how it's done or something, but they will keep blaming you, like how they're not doing it. It's like when someone shows you how something is done, versus when someone scream at you because you're supposed to know that thing.
Right, exactly.
Do you know ENTPs in real life, Ken?
Real life. Do I know? Not so sure. Have I known? Yes.
Like for extended periods of time, like you get really close, like
Well, I don't really.
or like.
really close to people. So there's that.
Yeah, because people are not SE DOMs. If that people were ESTPs, they will get close to you. Because like they don't get tired from trying to get to know someone as reserved as an INFJ. You know what I mean?
That's if they care.
Not necessarily.
I had one dude I used to work with, pretty sure he was ESTP, and it was more like I had to go hang around him. Like he wouldn't go out of his way to be like, "Hey," and I was, but
Yeah, he was male.
yeah.
Yeah. You guys probably saw each other as being like feminine.
Saw each other.
Yeah, because it's like the animus and anima, right? Your ideal woman is a ESTP. You see,
Yeah, get what you're saying. I guess I hadn't thought about that before.
sorry, yeah.
I mean, he was
I don't want to
pretty
impose
masculine
my
right off the bat,
ideas.
but yeah, no, I totally get that because there's plenty of traits that he embodied that I would also like in a female partner. So I get what you're saying, but I wouldn't call him feminine. It was more that stuff would have been more psychologically dependent on me rather than
Right, it will be,
objective factors.
yeah. It'd be like traditionally he's masculine, but for you personally, he could be feminine, right?
Yeah, what I'm saying is I don't know if feminine is so much. Well, yeah. Got to play around a little bit with definitions of masculine and feminine. But if we're talking sort of psychic energy, and no, I don't mean that like Michael would mean that. But just sort of like psychic is on like psychological, like motors running, that sort of energy. Then yeah, I could see some of that.
Yo, how can you be sure you are ENFP? By the way.
NE, I value SI, polar TI, have problems with FE. Not problems, it's like a natural.
Those aren't answers. You're reading a profile.
I know.
No, I mean like, do you ever question that you might be mistyped?
Well, when I first used a typing test, I got INFP, but then I started reading the descriptions, and then I found out the descriptions were completely useless because they're so vague. So then I studied functions, and it started to make more sense. Like I was starting to understand, and then like I wanted more, and then I just like went through everything, socionics, Young's stuff, and now I'm starting to believe that typology, well, the functions at least, is a very good tool for identifying types.
Is or isn't?
It is, yes.
Okay.
It's
I didn't know if we were going to have to throw down, have some
very
fisticuffs.
consistent.
What is very consistent?
Using the functions to determine someone's, no, not determine someone's type, like it's like a framework to describe people. But like the types would be like relative to each other, how they're different. There is a relative difference between types, but no type is like a certain set of human behaviors or traits, if that makes sense.
Are you harmonizing?
Hmm?
You know DCNH?